Hi guys, and welcome to How Much Bitcoin YouTube channel. Today we're gonna mine with CPUs. So AMD came out with the Ryzen 7. This is the 1700X version, and we're gonna try to mine on it. Now, mining on CPUs is much easier than GPUs because you can probably use a computer that you have or get a case for like cheap or free, and just a basic power supply would work. So there's nothing really special. All you need is the CPU. With this one is the 1700X by Ryzen. You need a AM4 type of motherboard, which is this one, and this is a special motherboard because as you can see it says BTC. So this was designed for mining. So this is one of my first times that I use hardware that actually designed for mining. This guy right here can probably do 6 or 7 video cards anyways, so why not install those and install the CPU. We're gonna mine only on CPU today, see if it's any worth it. Those are pretty cheap to get right now because people don't really think like mining CPUs. So it might be able to get those for really easy, those CPUs, and motherboards are always easy to get anyway. Let's go ahead and put them together. We're gonna use my pink testing bench because it's already there. Why not to upgrade it? And you know, you don't need anything special, like I said, just a computer that you already have and DDR4 RAM. Let me show you the parts that you need to make this happen. So here's everything that you need. You have the CPU right there, the motherboard that's designed for mining. We have a cooling heatsink because it didn't came with a Ryzen. Maybe you can buy one that's come with it. Maybe that'll be better because I'm not sure if this one supports AM4. We have to test it. We have 8 gigs of DDR4 and we have our test bench. This one has a 700 watt power supply, but if you're only mining on CPU, damn, you can use any power supply you want. 300, 400 watts, it doesn't care because I think it only takes 90 watts anyways. So let's go ahead and build it, do some benchmarking, see how much we can make and how much power it consumes. Let's start by unboxing the motherboard. Here's the motherboard plate. We have some SATA cables, instructions. We have a CD here. As you can see, it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 PCI, so you can add 6 different video cards. And let's go ahead and install it. This is different. I have to take out the little metal piece from the USBs. I never had to do that before, but sure, whatever, I'll do it. This Bitcoin motherboard didn't come with any screws. That's okay though, I have a lot. Be very careful with those pins. So my plan did not work with the Coolmaster. That heatsink, it's not gonna work, but I found some older AMD one that's gonna work fine. So I'm gonna use that one. Okay, the heatsink and the fan is installed, and I also installed the RAM. Now it's time for the power cable. So now I'm gonna install the pins here from the case to the motherboard. So it's gonna turn on and reset and indication LEDs. Now I'm gonna plug in all the audio USB stuff right here. And I also connected the SATA cable for the SSD. Let's see if it turns on. Oh, turns on. All right. I am so happy right now because I did it. I managed to squeeze out 570 hashes per second on Cryptonite with the 1700X CPU. It was not easy, and there's a few settings you have to do to get this done. But if you do everything right, you can make $2 per day. Now this whole system takes only 109 watts or less. That's very impressive because there is a 1060 in there. It's not running, but it is in there. And I have the CPU running all the way up. In order to achieve this kind of performance with mining, I had to do a few steps. And I'll show you how I did it. It's not super hard, but it is steps that are not the usual. First, you have to download the older version of NiceHash because the new version will not work with this kind of mining performance. So download the old NiceHash, unzip it and start it. Next step is to go to the folder of the NiceHash where you installed it. Go to bin and XMR stack CPU, as you can see right here. Change the config 0 file and add the settings that I will add the settings below. Add those specific settings for the 1700X CPU. Now once you've done this, you have to make sure you change the settings and make it read only, because the nice hash miner will try to change the settings back to defaults, and you don't want that. So you save it, and then only that will work. I learned this, it took me a while, but after this is done, this is actually working really well. It's very stable at 570 hashes, and yeah, it can make you $2 something a day and only take 100 watts. Now let me show you the parts list that I use and where to buy them if you want one of those. So here's the part list. I use my own PC case and my own power supply and my own hard drive, but I'm sure you guys have it, or you guys can kind of like buy it for cheap, because any of those will work. And so what we have here is the Coolmaster heatsink, but I had to use a different one because the one I got is not matching, but this one will work with the AM4 support. We have the motherboard that supports AM4, so any motherboard that supports AM4 would work, and the Ryzen 7 1700X. That's all you need. I estimate about, because it's $400 and it costs about you get about $2 per day, and then it costs 400, so 200 days, about 7 or 8 months or less. With electricity, probably about 7 months you return on your investment. Now this is very good when you have already a mining rig, and if you were planning to make a mining rig, buy one of those so you can mine on that too. So it's not just some cheap GPU that you bought somewhere just sitting there, doesn't do anything. If it's wasting a little bit of electricity, why not make some money out of it as well? It just helps out just a little off the top. You saw it, it works. You can mine $2 or something per day on a CPU. All you have to do is go into the settings, download the old nice hash, or not the old one but the legacy one, and then change a few settings. I will add below the text that you have to add into the config file to get those kind of performance. If you're not subscribed yet, go ahead and subscribe and like this video if you liked it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.